Weird. What would the office want with me? My footsteps echo on the hard, cool tile on the way to the principal's office. I heard once that they made the halls to the faculty offices longer on purpose to scare ya. Although that may just be from an old comic strip. The effect was there, however, as each of my reverberating steps sent a spike of unease through the core. When I finally stood before the principal's office, the feeling of unease peaked. Slowly I opened the door and inched myself inside. The principal was sitting behind her disorganized desk, blanketed with numerous sheets. And between me and her, Mia and Ben, looking back at me from her own chair. And between me and her, Mia and Ben, looking back at me from their own chairs. You wanted to see me, Principal Scaler? Yes, Mr. Nito. There are some matters we need to discuss. She motions it to the third chair in front of her. I take a seat as instructed next to Ben, who's more or less acting as a personal barrier between me and Mia. Mr. McKnight has informed me that there was an incident between you and Miss Moretti earlier this month. One in which school property was severely damaged. Yeah, it was the start of the month, so why now? I look at Ben and Mia. I'm sorry, there were more pertinent issues at the time, Inko. I had to keep pushing this back to handle things like the audit paperwork, and an excessively heavy breath leaves Mrs. Scaler's mouth. You should have given me the reports for this as soon as it happened. Miss Scaler looks at Ben as he frowns. This needs to be resolved by the end of today, Benjamin. Her tired eyes turn my way. Please, so that we can finish this as soon as possible. While she spoke, my focus was on Mia, and the smile that crept across her face. From what Miss Moretti has told me, it was you who instigated it in the first place. Care to explain? What? Principal Scaler, Mia was the one who... We're aware that she caused the damage, Mr. Nito. Oh. The older woman leans forward with pen and paper in hand. What we need to know is how this incident happened in the first place. I think we should hear Mia's side of the story first, so that we can go behind the bleachers later as soon as possible. Sorry. You son of a bitch! What's wrong with you? Our friendship means nothing to you. Since she was the one who inadvertently caused the damage, after all. The red-scaled girl nods, holding out her hands as she begins. Miss Scaler, I was trying to talk with Olivia that day, when out of nowhere Inko shows up and starts getting on my case. I was trying to tell him that me and Olivia were just working on a project when, bam, he just whips out his camera and blinds me with it. You're not going to believe that, are you? If so, I worry for my future. It's not you worrying for my future, it's me worrying for mine. What? Didn't she slap herself in the face with a tail-mounted glitter bomb? And because I couldn't see, I kept running into things, even knocking things over. I didn't mean to do that, Miss Scaler. I know I have a temper, and trust me, Ben's been helping me work on it, getting the the tension out. But you can't blame me for going around like a headless chicken. That part's kind of true, I guess. She can't be serious. I look to the principal and see that she's just listening to her lie right through her teeth. And this isn't even the first time he's done this. I tried talking to Olivia back in September and he pulled her away. I swear, he's been out for me ever since the first day of school. Principal Scalar, that is complete bullshit, okay? Shh! My jaw slams shut bitterly as the principal denies me the chance to defend myself. Her eyes turn downward to a particular stack of papers atop her desk, carefully scanning one page and flipping to the next. The silence of the room is unnerving as she flips through page after page, finally breaking the quiet by clearing her throat. Now, Mr. Nito, you can give me your side of the incident. As silence overtakes the room, all eyes turn on me, and I'm considering how to approach the situation. I see Mia in the corner of my eye, along with the subtle fist she raises in warning. Recalling how badly she had trashed that hallway causes a chill to run down my spine. Ben let her speak first. He's trying to play it smart, I think. Well, maybe he's onto something. I could. If I take the heat for this, maybe Mia will finally leave me and Olivia alone. Actually, yeah, Mia knows the score. If I help her get her off the hook, I'd look pretty darn cool. She could even owe me one. No, don't be a cuck. Assuming the punishment isn't something drastic. I don't get a choice in the matter. Huh? You dumb bastard. I have no side of the incident, ma'am. I give up. It's exactly as Ben and Mia say. Well, it's not like she said that I did anything that bad. Just that I got on her case. Well, actually, the camera flash. But why would I do that? And that wouldn't affect you that bad. It makes no sense. I instigated the whole thing. A hushed gasp manages to escape from Mia, but I ignore it and keep talking. I've been dealing with a lot lately. And when she was passing by, I remembered when she targeted me in PE on my first day and just saw the opportunity. Well, Inko, I'm very surprised. I'm glad you're willing to be so honest and accept responsibility for all this. It shows character. It grinds against my soul to lie and throw myself under the bus, but I nod and smile along. It's for the greater good, after all. Well then, I also appreciate this show of character, but we're still going to have to lay down the law here. Ben clears his throat loudly to draw the focus back on him. Mrs. Scalar, if I may. Its clear emotions are still running high. The damage to the hallway will be fixed over the weekend, and nobody was seriously injured, right? People could have gotten hurt, and I get that, but consider the circumstances. Well, it would have been her fault if somebody did. From that point onwards. Whatever. It's not like a flash from a camera would last that long on you. You would go, I'm good now. Like that. Whatever. Inko is in mourning like the rest of us. On top of losing a teacher, he lost a mentor as well. Is that not punishment enough? Do we really need to throw the book at the only human student during a tragedy, during an audit? Scalar scoffs and grimaces. I think it would be in everyone's best interest if everyone would just cut some slack. Ben, you know that's not how we're supposed to look at this. She complains, but she's clearly somewhat rattled by the concept. Look, here's what I'm seeing here. Mr. Nito had some grudge against Miss Moretti, which he acted on with the camera flash. And this had the unintended effect of getting her hurt. So the whole thing effectively started with an accident. Yes, that sounds about right. Scalar turns her gaze to me next. I nod in affirmation. Then Scalar looks at Mia afterward, her eyes narrowing like daggers. Cameras. What? It was in the hallways when most of it happened. It's just whatever. Ben discreetly nudges Mia with his elbow. Huh? Oh yeah, that sounds like what happened. Right, and why did none of you come forward about this earlier? Inko and Mia are both friends of mine. They were confiding in me about the situation. They both apologized to each other already. Scalar's glare comes my way once again. You forgave each other. Etika taught us a lot about forgiveness, ma'am. That was good. Scalar's glare switches back over to Mia. And you, Miss Moretti? Mia stares right back, the gears turning in her head. Ben tries to nudge her discreetly again, but she doesn't seem to take notice. I feel myself start to sweat. I think Mia would rather take the punishment than admit any sort of fault. Yeah, I'm sorry. A wave of relief washes over Ben and I. Scalar looks more frustrated than anything. She leans back on her desk chair and shuffles through some papers. In addition to the report itself, Etika left behind his account of what happened. In it, he describes Mia's actions as openly hostile and intentional. Could you blame her? She couldn't see anything and she was in a lot of pain. In either case, it seems both parties are in agreement as to the situation. I suppose that's why Etika didn't mention a motive in his report. Now, I would like to give the benefit of the doubt, especially at a time like this. And given both of your statements, it seems whatever nonsense this was about has been resolved. Still, though, at the bare minimum, I'll have to give you both a day of Saturday detention to help clean up the mess. Afterwards, we'll have another talk to discuss this further. Ah, shoot. Still, this is better than it would have been otherwise. I'm sure Mia is satisfied. She's slouching in her chair pretty hard at this point, feeling completely unthreatened. Principal Scalar dismisses us. Mia skips out of the office without another word, leaving both Ben and I behind. We quickly follow suit, not wanting to bother Scalar anymore. Once we're out in the hall and the door clicks behind us, Mia props herself against the wall beside Ben. So, I'm in the clear now? Almost clear. You still need to come in on Saturday, but after that you'll be good. And the meeting after? Don't worry, I can easily make that not happen. And my record. As good as scrubbed. But I'm pulling some big favors to make it happen. God. She got you whipped, boy. My God. Mia lets out a deep sigh. This is why I love ya. Ben's face turns fuchsia in seconds, and yet he's wearing the largest of smiles. Thanks. In the blink of an eye, Ben is now the one up against the wall, Mia looming above him with her hand right beside his head. Just wait until later, Betty boy. What about me? For once, Mia wears a smile without any threat behind it. Yeah. Good work there, monkey boy. Slurs. We can't escape the slurs. She called me the dreaded M word.
Now that may seem weird at first, but I think this game will give us a good enough reason why the Lin Kuei don't like to be called the dreaded N-word.
I wasn't expecting you to play along so well. Felt like the easiest way to handle things. So you, wanted to take the blame then? I mean, it worked out in the end. That it did. See? But also, that's me extending an olive branch. Both parasaurs stare at me as though I grew a duck bill. That's out of pocket. To you, Mia. I just want to get along. Come again? Mostly, I'd like you to stop harassing Olivia. I think we can work something out. Well, aren't you special? And I mean that in the best way. Such self-sacrifice for friendship. Ben could learn a thing or two from you. Alright, just for you, I'll leave little Miss Grumpy Guts alone. Ben steps towards Mia with concern etched on his face. Mia, you were messing with Olivia? Shut the fuck up, Bluey. Damn. No, and now I never will, alright? The pink punk turns back to me. Just free coasting to the end of the year, and I'll be out of your hair forever. Sounds like a good deal, Inky boy? I nod in agreement. Yeah, that's all I'm asking for. After Saturday, we won't need to see one another ever again, Mia. My hand is held out to her to seal our deal. See you Saturday, then. Oh! Instead of shaking it, Mia slaps my palm hard enough to make the involuntary clap reverberate in the quiet hall. Hiding my pain with a smile, Mia recuperates with a grin of her own and turns away. Mia saunters off. Ben looks behind the two of us. I don't get anything anymore. But I'm glad you're taking efforts to smooth everything over, Inko. Hey, no problem. It's the least I can do. Yeah, and I really appreciate it. You'll be fine with earned attention, right? Sure, totally. I clasp a hand on his shoulder and offer him my fist. He smiles back and recuperates with a fist bump.
Together!
Well, alrighty then. Alright, see ya. See ya. Okay, that's a cutoff. There's a full thing. After school, I took the metro back home to shower and put on some new clothes. As it turns out, my parents really were on a business trip for the weekend, as indicated by a sticky note on the fridge. I'm a regular double D, let me tell you. Well, I'm back at the Paynes regardless. Randy opens the front door to let me in. There you are. Damien mentioned that you'd be coming over later. Hey, Randy. Say, Inko, I was wondering if you wouldn't mind shoveling the snow off the driveway when you can. Would really appreciate it. I'll even pay you a couple bucks for it. No need for the payment, sir. It's the least I could do after coming unannounced again. Thanks a bunch, really. As Randy leaves, I step back out and collect a withered snow shovel half buried in the snow. Better to do this now than later. Oh, fuck. 30 minutes later, I find myself collapsed on Damien's couch and let my head rest against the comforter. God, my body aches as I finally feel the full toll of my efforts. Made worse by the heat of the room, I feel dizziness overtake me. My head twists as the room swirls around me until I can see Olivia's bedroom door. My eyes linger there as I consider getting up to see her, or just giving her some time to come out. She has to know I'm here, right? She probably does. She also probably doesn't want to do her silly knee walk thing again. I wonder how mad she'd be if I caught it on camera. Wait a minute. Okay. I held the button down and I was worried that would do something that I didn't want. Olivia? I knock lightly on her door. No answer, but I do hear the TV inside. The door creaks loudly even as I push it open as gently as possible. Olivia lays in her bed, flat on her stomach. She's staring blankly at the TV on the floor. Can I come in? Olivia gives a slight grunt of approval. What you watching? One of her claws lazily gestures to a pile of DVD cases. It's a box set of Rurouni Kenshin. You've been watching this all day? That's a yes, then. You doing okay? My day was kind of rough. Class is different, you know. Yeah, I'm glad I get to see you again. I got called into the office, too. Ben and Mia were trying to get out of responsibility for that outburst earlier when she tried to kill us. Evidently, that meant trying to throw me under the bus. It is what it is, I guess. But I actually worked out my people skills. Made a deal with her and Ben. She won't be bothering us anymore. Pretty cool, right? Olivia? I'm trying to watch. Oh. Can I stay? Alright, at least there's this. I want to sit next to her, but Olivia's spread out on her bed to the point that there's barely room left. What little space that was open had already been taken by the small rat curled up against her. Looking around the room, but there's no chair in sight. And after giving myself a mental kick for why there isn't one, I kneel next to the bed, letting my arms rest on its edge. Olivia grunts again, but otherwise focuses on the show playing on her laptop. I look at the screen and need to look away as several men are gunned down bloodily by an old-fashioned hand-crank repeating gun. Didn't know Olivia was into stuff like this. It's made worse by the fact that the voices do well to convey the visceral pain they're experiencing. I push myself back up. On second thought, I probably reek right now, Olivia. You just took a shower. Oh, well, never mind. I forgot. I'm all sweaty from snow shuffling, and I don't want to put you through that. Another grunt, though this time there's a tinge of something in it. I should head home so I can clean up. If you need someone to talk to, you can always text me, okay? Her head kind of bobs, but her eyes remain locked on the screen. With hesitant steps, I back away from Olivia and out of the room. When I open the front door, I hear someone calling out from the kitchen. Yo, Inky, leaving so soon? Damien's head hovers just over the refrigerator door. Yeah, I should start heading back. Really? With a quick whap of his tail, the fridge is closed and Damien comes to me, offering one of his prized cans of soda. Olivia wasn't looking so hot when I checked in on her earlier. Aren't you worried about her? I accept the offered beverage with a nod. She's fine, she just wants some time alone. You think so? She's just binge-watching some old show and not giving anyone else the time of day. You really going home so soon? There's nothing I can really do, Damien. She's fine, she just needs to recharge and rest. All right. He sips on his own cola slowly, his eyes scrunched up in thought. Well, still, I'm just gonna try cheering her up myself for a while, Damien style. As if to prove his point, he crushes the can against his head. Vinny and I can do it. She'll be back up and laughing in no time. All right. She said she'll text me if she needs someone to talk to. Good to know. See you later then? Yeah, be seeing ya. I exit through the front and shut the door behind me. A few seconds later, it's locked from within. The next metro should be soon enough. As instructed, I showed up at school that Saturday to clean up. And to my surprise, Mia was already there in the partially repaired hallway, with her arm in a sling. A janitor was there too, talking to the obviously injured girl and giving her a thorough explanation of what we were going to be doing. I cleared my throat loudly, drawing both of their attention. Took you long enough, Shades. I'm not repeating myself. Eat shit. Asshole. I heard most of it, sir. Mia, are you okay to work like that? Shouldn't you be home if you're hurt? I should be, yeah. But then Ben or Scalar would get on my case. And I wouldn't want to shirk on my responsibilities, yeah. Her smile is strained as she motions with her covered arm. Don't worry, it looks like all the serious work has already been done. Save for the set of lockers still on the floor. From the looks of the hallway, most of the serious damage had been dealt with over the month. The janitor rolls his eyes and holds out a pair of push brooms. I take them both. Could you give her a dustpan, sir? I'm sure I could do this part by myself. Thanks, Inko. With an affectionate pat on my head, Mia moves to the wall and leans against it. Guess that's where she wants me to push all the trash to, then. I'm glad she's also thinking ahead. While the janitor goes to fetch a dustpan for her, I get to work. The next hour or so, I spend studiously pushing all the debris on the floor towards Mia. Every time I look up, she offers a smile and thumbs up. And occasionally hear her cheer me on. Do you think she cheers Ben on? At least I think it's cheering. Her voice and tone are hard to read at times. I always figured she just naturally sounded sardonic. My arms are starting to ache once all the trash is ready to be scooped up. With the standing dustpan ready, all the trash is easily dumped into the large trash bins loaned to us by the janitor. I push pile after pile of trash into her pan, and Mia easily lifts and deposits them into the bin. Alright, Inko, take 10. When you get back, we'll be bringing these bins in the lockers out back. Wiping the light coating of sweat from my brow, I nod. Mia and I take a seat in the nearby classroom while I get some well-deserved rest. We'd be out of here a hell of a lot faster if you just finished cleaning. Sorry, but I'm tired. You've had half a year of gym classes with Solly, and you're still out of shape? Unbelievable. It's not my fault he pushes us too hard. I can barely recover between classes. He's the best damn teacher at the school. If he can't help you, nobody can. Why do you like him so much? He gives his respect only to people who earn it. People like me. You don't think anybody else at the school deserves respect? Nah. God damn, son. God. Everybody's willing to betray each other at a moment's notice. Only reason that doesn't happen to me is because I put the fear of God into people. I'm not about to let my graduation plans be ruined because some cunt thinks they're hot shit. You actually have plans after graduation. None that involve any of you. I'll be long gone by the time this place falls apart without me. What about Ben? Aren't you too... Ding. I instinctively pull out my phone and check the notifications. What? Wheels chatting you up? No, I got a text from the school. It looks like they released a monthly newsletter. I follow the link in the text message and it takes me to a PDF copy of the newsletter. You want to hear any of this? Sure, read it, whatever. Alrighty then. Ahem. Good morning, Feathertails. This week we have the following announcements. Skip anything related to studying or our lazy-ass sports teams. Alright, to all our students, you are invited to St. Hammond High's Schools 201M 2023 BC's Winter Formal. Immerse yourself in the serene beauty of the wintry night sky with music, food, entertainment, and much more. We will also be hosting a special memorial for one of St. Hammond's finest teachers who has recently passed, Mr. Trent Etika. The event will take place at the Volcadera Convention Center on Friday, December 15th, from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. From 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tickets for the winter formal are now on sale online or in Miss Prockling's class in room 211. $15 for one and $30 for couples. Not much of a discount. Please read our event dress code to know what will and what will not be allowed for the formal. Have a great weekend. Go Feathertails. You didn't have to read that last part out loud, idiot. Sorry. I'm trying my best. A few more moments of silence pass. Are you planning on going? Yeah, after your lazy ass is done with the rest of the cleanup. No, I mean going to the winter formal. Absolutely. It's one of the few things here worth doing. And I know Ben's been looking forward to it too, working night and day to get things ready. Ah, man. Organizing that whole thing and courting Mia the whole night. Hope he can take it. In any case, my muscles feel noticeably less sore than they did before. As I stand up to stretch, Mia makes a show of groaning in exasperation. Finally. Now go finish so we can go home. Finish? Gotta move the new locker in, dumbass. Shoot, forgot about that part. I spend another half an hour moving the filled trash bins while Mia serves a kind of moral support. After all that's left are the lockers. I kneel down by the freshly unpackaged metal lockers, my hands braced at their base. Oh, God! For a moment they don't budge. Come on, Shades. I exert all my strength into my legs. Are you not... I know pushing it may scratch the floor, but who gives a shit? Maybe pushing it would be a little easier. I wouldn't know unless I tried it for myself. And then I would have to sit there and think about the best course of action on how to do this damn job. No! Come on. I'm starting to feel them rise. Come on. While I'm focused on the task of lifting, I notice Mia leave my peripheral vision. What? The weight of the lockers seems to vanish, and they rise easily. Now that I'm not straining against the heavy weight, I can look to the other side and see Mia easily handling the majority of the weight of the lockers. God damn, son. She must have taken some painkillers during our break, as she's handling the weight with both of her arms. Sweet, we're done. Are you okay? Your arm. Go get the janitor, Shades. Not too long after, our chaperone examines our work and lets us go. Mia and I are both escorted out of the building by our school's security guard, and she wastes no time rushing towards the school's parking lot and peeling off in her exceedingly loud hot rod. Goddamn, son. I'm left walking alone to the metro station as always. I'm exhausted. After so many hours of heavy lifting, all I want to do now is fall asleep. I had originally wanted to go and visit Olivia after her detention, but since I was the only one doing any work, it took forever. And honestly, I'm a mess. I definitely don't want to show up there looking like this. Stretching my limbs out to fill the rest of the bench, a familiar shade finds its spot beside me. Good afternoon, Inko. Withholding my groan of pain, I forced myself back upright and turned to the older whale. Hey, Mr. Ferris, what's up? I feel I should be asking you that. Forgive my bluntness, but you look out of sorts. My mouth opens to tell him about the detention, but I shut it. The audit. The hall. Oh, I just had a busy morning, sir. The whale bellows his own groan. Yes, I suspect we all have. Had a dreadful meeting this morning. Positively dreadful. What for? His eyes shut in contemplation, reopening after a moment. Suppose it's already public knowledge. Many of the schools in the district have some formal argala or other event coming up. Of course, since the students are still under our care, there are strict guidelines for these. Frankly speaking, it was a meeting spent talking of the follies of youth. Frankly speaking, it was a meeting spent talking of the follies of youth, Mr. Nito. He chuckles at his own joke. But once again, I'm reminded of the formal. I'd love to take Olivia to it. But would that be too much? We aren't exactly dating after all. Well, maybe we are. I didn't confess. It's not like it in the movies. Maybe I need to reread that article on situationships. Mr. Nito? Just thinking to myself like I always do. Sorry, I was lost in thought. Yes, I could see. Some days I'm more awake than others. Just... What's on your mind? An awkwardness settles in my stomach. It'd be weird to just vent my problems to someone I barely know. But on the other hand, this is Liz's uncle. Plus, he's a lot older, and I'm sure he'd have some good advice. It's at least worth a shot. I wanted to ask Olivia to the dance, Mr. Ferris. Miss Halford. Well, I think she's a fine young lass, Inko. I know, it's just... I don't know if she would want to go. Left unsaid was the reason for her current mood. But thankfully, Mr. Ferris understood the unspoken half, as he gave a solemn nod. I see. I've been in your shoes before, Inko. Which, by the way, they don't have in my size, regrettably. Over the years, I've found that when my wife was feeling down, fresh air helped bring her spirits back. Fresh air. I mean, Olivia has been cooped up in her home for 2 days already. And likely for a lot longer, since she's without a wheelchair. I hope it's repaired soon. Yes, an open-air date of some kind. A chance to really stretch her... some time to stop and smell the roses, so to speak. It's the best idea I've heard so far. Plus, we haven't had a date yet. I could take her out somewhere, and if it goes well, I could ask her to the formal right after. Even make it a surprise for her. But... where would I take her? I don't really know Volcadera that well, sir. The older man grins and, I've never heard that before in my life. Don't know what that means. And, okay. The older man grins and, Damien wasn't kidding about those teeth. How fortuitous of you, then, that I may have the perfect date spot for you. Bringing up a positively tiny suitcase, Mr. Ferris reaches in and withdraws a slip of paper. Every year I would bring my wife here so that she can enjoy the winter night while staying warm. I'm sure this will be to your liking. I take the sheet and scan it over. It's a flyer for the Volcadaire Pier, with an event list right beneath it. A date on a pier. I can see a multitude of things to do there just from the photos printed on the page. Games, food, even some carnival rides. It's perfect. Thank you, Mr. Ferris. His smile widens, but I contained my urge to flinch. Think of it as my thanks for helping me with the fashion advice. You shouldn't be thanking me for that. Before I can thank him more, I notice that my stop is coming up. I stand up and nod gratefully to Mr. Ferris, already reaching for my phone. I figure I'll ask Olivia now, and we could decide on which event to go once she has her chair again. I spent all of Sunday combing over the paper Mr. Ferris had given me. I wanted the date to go perfectly, which meant outlining the itinerary for that day. When I told Olivia, though, she seemed reluctant to go. She really was down in the dumps. That only makes my conviction to take her all the stronger. I trust Mr. Ferris's advice. He's married after all. After an entire evening of back and forth texting, I was able to convince her to go. She said her new chair was coming Friday night, meaning that Saturday was the perfect day for our date. I spent the entire week looking for romantic things to fill our date night with. I still had to suffer through classes, which felt pointless without Olivia or Etika around. I had finished mapping out our pier date by Thursday. However, that same day I got an email notification. Apparently, one of my favorite influencers online was going to host a live event at the Volcadaire Mall this week, after some last-minute booking changes. The only problem being is that it's on Saturday, the same day as our date. The more I thought about it, though, the more I thought Olivia would prefer to go somewhere indoors, especially with the cold. Plus, she wouldn't have to move around too much. It's the second Saturday of December, and the cold is starting to pick up. A good thing I'd changed plans, because I highly doubt she'd enjoy being forced out in the cold air more than necessary. The IRL stream would be this afternoon, meaning we could even have a good lunch before going. What am I doing? What? Okay. At exactly 11 o'clock in the morning, I knock on the door to the Payne household. Damien opens the door, though I can tell he's a little worse for wear. As soon as he recognizes me, though, he perks up. Inko, what's going on, amigo? You here to hang? No, I'm here to see Olivia for our date. Didn't she let you guys know I was coming over to pick her up? We have a date planned for today. No, she didn't. Olivia's not really mentioning much of anything these days. Hasn't been all week. Oh. Well, stop letting the heat out. Come on in. He ushers me in and shuts the door, rubbing his arms to regain the lost warmth. Gotta keep moving. Olivia's still not feeling better? Damien brings his index finger up to the end of his snout. Quiet, she can hear us. Damien looks around the room real quick before turning his attention back to me. No, she's not. She said Vinny and I would try... I said Vinny and I would try to cheer her up. Didn't work. She would just ignore us, staring at whatever she was watching. 4 hours. But yeah, she's not even coming out for food. Mom's at least leaving some by her door, but I've never seen her this bad. Is it alright if I take her out then? No, please do. Please do. That's probably exactly what she needs right now. Alright. I go to knock on Olivia's door. When there's no response, Damien waves me to go in anyway. What the hell are you doing? Oh gosh, I shouldn't laugh, she's depressed. As before, Olivia is on her bed, in a similar position to when I saw her last. Just splayed out. Hey, you still want to go to the event? Come on, you wanted to go earlier. You need some fresh air. Okay. She gets up, straightening her shirt out, while I looked away to afford Olivia her dignity. I didn't fail to catch the indented marks from her sheets on her scales. Where are we going again? Vocladera Mall. Figured we could watch something together. So, where's your new ride? She gestures across the room. By her door, lying on its side, a large unopened box. You're gonna have to put that together, aren't you? When I realize what she means, I look back to her in bewilderment. You'd think one of them would have maybe done it for her, but whatever. Really? I told him I'd get around to it sometime. Olivia shrugged, looking nonplussed about it all. Well, she's up. It's something. I sigh and go open the box. It's closed tight with tape. You got a knife? Olivia bares her teeth and rolls her tongue over her sharpest incisor. Oh boy. It doesn't take long to assemble Olivia's new chair. It looks pretty identical to the old one in all honesty. I hold the chair steady next to her bed for her. Alright, ready for the maiden voyage. Olivia rolls her eyes at my lame joke, but I still see the tiniest smile she tried to hide. She slides carefully into the seat, slowly correcting herself and adjusting her legs to properly rest on the footrest. I release the handlebars and Olivia takes her wheels in hand. The small grin is there again as she handles the wheels slowly, pushing and tugging them. Takes me a moment to realize she's actually testing the chair. To me, it's like she's silently dancing to a tune only she hears. Finally, with a nod, Olivia looks to me. Alright, I'm ready, Inko. Nodding back, I hold open her bedroom door. I wave to Damien as we leave, though Olivia doesn't seem to even see him. He waves back still, even tossing me a thumbs up for luck. Mr. Ferris was right, as even in the cold air I can see Olivia's spirits slowly return. I can't wait to get to the mall now. I'm actually going on my first date. Vocladera Mall is a pretty large shopping center nested in between the skyscrapers of the city. Above the first 3 floors of department stores and restaurants, you can see another dozen for office space, all looking down on the traffic below. Working here must be pretty convenient. If this place has an apartment building built in, you never have to leave. Part of that has a certain allure, but thinking it also sends a strange feeling of dread. Man, this is boring. The event is between the food court and cinema. It's supposed to be a 2-hour meet and greet where he would hand out some merch and let the audience participate in a live review of a movie. But it's been a while and we still haven't started. The area is crowded with dozens, maybe even 100 other people waiting for Hank. The other attendees are not exactly the best when it comes to looks or smells for that latter matter. What did I say? What the? Most are either on their phones or look like they're about to pass out in their chairs. A few are talking among each other, albeit very obnoxiously loud and spirited. Yeah, let's go with that. Olivia and I were barely able to beat the lunch rush, and the remains of our Chinese fast food lie in a pile on our table. The event should have started half an hour ago. Where is Hankenfile? That's a... Oh God. Oh God, if anything bad happens in the future, that's going to be a very unfortunate name. Oh, well, you can turn that around real quick. Oh, God. I'm sorry. It just keeps happening. Oh, Etika was right, my God. I always loved his reviews. He has a seriously good eye for taste and gives excellent commentary. In fact, that's partially why I thought Olivia might want to meet him just as much as I do. If we're lucky, we can get some great feedback on our work. If he shows up. So, Olivia. She shifts her gaze to me. Have you been doing all right? She glances my way and notices my frown, opting to reply with an actual answer. Yeah. At least she spoke up this time. Even on the ride over, you were pretty quiet. Quieter than usual, I want to add on. She's mostly back to one-syllable sentences. It's like the beginning of the school year. I'm getting a bit concerned. How to broach the topic, though? Should I even? I think so. This date's meant for her, after all. I need to get past those walls of hers. I gently grasp the idle hand that rests on her chair's armrest. I finally get a response from Olivia as her eyes widen and a hue of red graces her cheeks. Olivia? I feel her fingers curl softly around my hand. Yeah, sorry, Inko. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff. I start to feel more confident as she lets down the emotional wall between us. What's on your mind, Livy? She scowls at the nickname. Don't use that, Inko. Sorry. What's been troubling you? Her hand clenches and I can feel the tension radiating from her. Biting back my wince of pain, I simply smiled for her. When's the last time you painted? It's been a while. I just haven't felt like it. Even if I did, I wouldn't be able to actually paint anything. You're quitting painting. I didn't say that. I just don't have it in me right now. I might again, sooner or later. You don't have it in you. Everything just seems like a pain right now. Doesn't have it in her. Damien mentioned she hasn't even left her room all week. Everything? Yeah. Is that why you didn't bother with? My eyes wandered to her wheelchair. The one I had to put together for her. Her only means of leaving, and it was left unopened until I arrived. Doesn't really make a difference. This is the first time you've been able to leave the house for a whole week. Isn't that good? She shrugs. It's nice to get some fresh air, I guess. No desire to do anything. I think to ask if that meant this date with me too. I just bite my tongue. The rest of the leftovers are too cold by now. Isn't something supposed to be happening? Yeah, it should be. Where the heck is Hankenfile? But it'll be worth it. You'll see. I doubt it. Promise. I reach my hand over to her, and the hand she has resting on her arm. Olivia looks down at my fingers, and then me. With a sigh, her arms uncross, and our fingers intermingle and lock. Fine. Her eyes turn back towards the stage. After a couple seconds, she leans in close to whisper. What are they staring at? I'd been trying to ignore it. But since we've sat down, we've been getting strange looks from the other people waiting. Just the color scheme of it. With a raised eyebrow, Olivia glances around us at all the other people stuck waiting around for the main event to arrive. We're the youngest two here by far. Everyone else around is everyone else here is around a decade older. Some of the eyes are brimming with anger, though a lot more seem mournful. I guess it's just the audience he has. Don't worry about them. Olivia rubs her arms a bit nervously. What's so special about this guy everyone here wants to see so bad? He gives really insightful reviews. For what? Here, I'll yank up his channel for ya. This is the Zoomer way, let me tell you. I find his page on my phone and show it to Olivia. She scrolls down the first few pages of videos. They're not pages anymore, it's infinite scrolling. God, I think, yeah, it used to be pages, didn't it? You used to be able to customize your channel a lot more. The whole background page would be this entire thing. Oh, but some people will they would only use the top. So I guess that's excuse enough to just remove everything that was fun about creating a profile for a website on the internet. Anyways, the Lana's Witch School Season 6 finale is an emotionally traumatizing masterpiece of storytelling. I got sick of watching them. I'm done. No more. I can't stand it. I hate it so much. All of these are... Does he review anything for adults? You're barely an adult. Hey, you watch anime all day. You can't judge. I guess. The conversation sort of dies out. It's kind of awkward, showing people things you like. Anyways, these guys. So awkward. Well, as time goes on, I can't really ignore there's a certain musk they seem to universally permeate. What's that on that chair there? It's brown. Oh my god. To our side, a few of them argue loudly about the pro-segregation undertones of the saber-toothed king through slurred bites of food. What? People are a little odd. I don't think my generation should have been raised on the internet. I think intervention should have happened more often for people like me. Turns out they were right. This shit ain't good for us. Whew. Could they at least argue quieter? Or have enough self-awareness to not wear Lana's witch school bags in public? Listen. Well, whatever. Who cares about his fans? We're not here to see them. And maybe that's why the guy's so late. After all, if it were me, would I really be this keen on meeting these people? What am I talking about? He's the one who organized it. Of course, that's not the case. Besides, he has a duty to his fans. So he probably is just caught in traffic. I hope it's not something worse. At least Olivia's back to looking bored and not nervous. At least. Man, this was a mistake, wasn't it? Sudden chatter rips me from my train of thought. Heads around us turn their attention down the mall corridor. Could it be? Him, even. I lean forward to get a view. Sure enough, that's him, iconic suit and all, with that iconic red necktie. There he is, yeah! He remembers it, so we don't have to. The crowd erupts into cheers and applause at the sudden arrival. It's him, alright. I let out a huge, long sigh of relief. That slowly but surely turns into a sigh of defeat as it becomes more visible. He's swaying side to side with every step. My forehead makes a loud thunk on the table. One of the empty cartons of noodles topples on its side. He's drunk off his ass! Can it really not wait until this evening when you're in your hotel? Nearly an hour late and arriving completely inebriated. From my position, I see Olivia's gaze is also fixed in that direction with a single raised eyebrow. How is he even supposed to host the event like this? Let alone get Olivia out of his slump. You're expecting random things you came up with in your head. You can't do that. This whole idea was stupid. What do you mean? What do you mean by this? I'm such an idiot. Well, he fell over. I'll go help him. I give up. From even here, I hear the meaty thwack of a fist greeting someone's face. Well, his career's over. Oh my god. Let's just go. I don't... Okay, are you sure you want to unsubscribe? Yes. Okay, confirmed. Let's go. Fuck this. Let's just go. Wait, I want to see this. Whatever. Many of the spectators are recording the drunkard host as he attempted to wrestle one of his supporters down with him. This is some Tomar behavior, let me tell ya. Can't believe he does those things to his fans. In seconds, mall security arrives, dispersing the crowd and pulling Hank off of the poor fan he was assaulting. I wouldn't do none of that. Come on now. I didn't do none of that. Ugh, God. My face falls into my hands as all I can do is groan. Why me? Why all of this? Paul Blart, the mall cop. I don't remember what he sounds like. Okay, moving along. Nothing to see here, folks. A damn lie as I see Hank and File struggling against a handful of other security officers. Once I muster up the energy, I stand from my chair. You know what? The delivery was worth the setup, let me tell you. I was wondering where this was going, and it was worth it. All the other patrons have started falling out at last. I start pushing Olivia away from the food court, though very slowly as the disaster that we just witnessed weighs on me. Oh, that man's gonna have some long videos made about him in the future, let me tell ya. And they're gonna have that one side here and one side there and maybe one in the middle. And there's gonna be like a lot of red and... Oof. So, that was our date. Olivia cranes her head back to see my lips flapping uselessly. Can't find any words to really say, I just give her a glum nod. Yeah. Her eyes pinch into a glare as she looks back ahead. The foot traffic around us clears the way, giving us a wide berth. Probably from the glare Olivia is sporting now. Each leaden step I take, I try and formulate something to say. I have a backup plan. I knew that would happen. It was totally one of his skits. We're still at the mall, and each one I shoot down before it can come out of my mouth. Until... Olivia. Her head tilts back again, and her glare is now focused solely on me. Look, I'm sorry. I wanted to share something I like with you. Her eyes roll at my words. I want to help you out of this mood you've been in. A snort blows through her nostrils and her head starts to move forward again. I'll make it up to you, though. Her eyes lock onto me again. I mean, we're still at the mall. What would you like to do? Her frown finally eases, Olivia's lips thinning to a line as she considers the offer. Maybe some shop you like, or even that airsoft gallery we passed by. Just say the word. Her head returns forward as I feel every ounce of hope be violently ground to dust. No, of course I'd fuck this up. Sure, whatever. My heart is in my throat from her words. Olivia looks back, and while she is glaring, her silver eyes aren't as heated as before. Olivia. So, I consider what Olivia would really like the most. Seriously racking my brain here. There's not going to be any art supply store here. Even if there were, she's not going to get excited over a new brush set, I think. As we pass by the food court again, I catch Olivia's gaze, shift slightly to the side. I follow, and of course, it's a game store. How could I be so silly to not know? Well, if that's what she wants. Hey, how about here? I'll let you pick out something you want. She nods once. And then after, we could hit up the other place I saw on the way in. Looked like it sold some Japanese import stuff. Another nod. On the spot, I start naming store after store, considering all the interests she had. I didn't remember where exactly all of them were. But I figured if we just kept moving, I could find something at one of the shops here that'll cheer her up. Alright, it's something. I push Olivia into the game store. When I near the shelves of new releases, she veers right off into the used game section. Of course. We spend maybe 15 minutes in each store as I pour over the shelves, looking for something Olivia might like. Every time I think I have a good gift, I present it to Olivia, only for her flat and uninterested gaze to shoot it down. Video games or anime merchandise, art supplies, jewelry, doesn't matter. She never seems to care about anything I offer to buy her. After an hour of rolling the wheelchair-bound girl around the mall, I'm starting to run out of stores to visit. I don't want to reveal how much I'm scrambling here, but it's hard when she's not passionate about anything. Olivia ended up getting some decade-old game from a handheld console for $8. Well, you're lucky. God. I would have been willing to get her something more pricey, but she seemed pretty keen on getting it. She reads the manual while I push us onwards towards the mall, through the mall. I hear some people do this regularly, mall walking. Maybe we should make it a regular thing. Olivia clicks the game case close and slides it in her jacket pocket. For a while, we just walk a bit and see the sights. This date is going alright, right? Despite the rocky start. I'm making it work. Even if Olivia's still glum as when she got here. She'll appreciate it. I hope. An idea crosses my mind. This ought to brighten her mood for sure. Hey, Olivia. I've been meaning to ask you something. Everybody's been talking about it at school, and I'm sure you're excited too. Do you want to go to the winter formal together? She turns her head back forward, letting her shoulders droop back down. Oh. Yeah? I'm not really interested. Well, then. Not interested. 'Cause she shrugs. Just don't want to. But you told Ben you'd give a speech for Etika. I've told Ben a lot of things. Does it really make a difference? He's gone. Any speech is just for everyone still here. And I don't care about them. Right. The formal is one of the biggest events of the semester for couples to spend some time with each other, with one another, and she's not interested in going. All the time I thought about what suit to wear or what a dress Olivia would look good in, and are having fun and dancing together. And she's not interested. It's not supposed to be like this. I hope I'm not at an ending crossroads right now. We're a couple, right? Shouldn't she be putting in at least a minimal amount of effort? I've been trying all day just to get a smile out of her, to get her out of this mood. And I've been stonewalled because of this pity party rut she's gotten herself into. And I can tell she's even starting to drag me down too. There's a pang in my chest. We're supposed to be happy. Well, I won't stand for it. Oh no. I need to get myself out, and I need to get her out. Olivia? Huh? I spin her chair around, kneeling down to her level while I carefully consider my words. Few come to mind. I never anticipated being in this situation. But I do remember some words that stuck with me a while. An account I follow frequently posts lions and eagles with powerful messages. Oh goodness. It's not over when you lose. It's over when you quit. Once you become fearless, life becomes limitless. Are you quoting something? I ignore one more for good measure. You idiot. Like, believe in yourself. You're stronger than you think. Olivia. This is too far, Olivia. Huh? Come on, you don't want to paint anymore, you're not giving your family the time of day, and you don't want to go to the formal. What do you want to do? Lie in bed and mumble all day? I want to spend time with you, and I want you to be passionate about the things you enjoy. I hate seeing you like this. I don't want us to be bitter or sad when we're together. I know things are hard, but I'm here to help you. You can't just keep feeling sorry for yourself. Think of what Mr. Etika would say if he saw you like this. The name is bitter on my tongue, but if need be, we need you to be happy. To live on and smile. Her eyes widen in shock before falling in shame. For a moment, she tenses. Her lips move, but no words come out. Seeing some actual emotion from her, I press on with heated words. He'd tell you to stop stewing in your misery, wouldn't he? Her hands grip her new armrest tightly. Her retractable nails digging deep into the new pleather. My voice raises as I challenge her. Wouldn't he? Yes! She howls at me with her answer. Her teeth are bared and her claws are at the ready. But I don't back down. Then quit throwing yourself a pity party. You can work past this, Olivia. I know you can. You're better than this. I will! It's a roar that draws all eyes on us. Literally. We both scan the area, still in the mall, with dozens of people now staring at us. Olivia's face is as red as mine, either out of anger or embarrassment. I don't know which. But she coughs into her fists and clears her throat. Sorry. Yeah, I will. Embarrassment it is, then. Thank you, Olivia. I know it may seem difficult, but I believe in you. you need to pull yourself up. And you need to give that speech. We need to go to the formal. Olivia deflates with a low sigh. Do you still not want to go? I'll go with you. I watch as a hint of red crosses Olivia's cheeks again, and a smile begins to tug at my face. I manage to snap her out of her depressive mood, and we're going to the formal together. It's really the first big step. Hang on, I want to do something. I reach into my bag, taking out my DSLR and scooting next to Olivia. I point the lens towards us, making sure we're both in frame. Say cheese. Alright, let's see how it... Oh, come on, Olivia. Cheeky. Come on, you gotta smile. I wait for a crude grin to form across her face before I snap the photo and immortalize the memory. Whoops, must have accidentally turned the flash on. Well, now you end up doing it. You idiot. Sorry, Olivia. Oh. The ride home was a bit quieter. Olivia would throw a look at my way at times. The constant looks made me curious, but I didn't press her about it. Olivia said she was tired from all the excitement of the day, which I guess makes sense. Though there was a terseness in her tone. Tenseness? Terseness? Anyways, she's probably excited to get home and play her new game. When I roll her back into the panes, she starts towards her room the second we step through the door. Damien excitedly looks over from the couch. Yo, welcome back. How'd it go? It went well. We had a lot of fun, didn't we, Olivia? I'm gonna take a nap. Alright, see ya. Oh, wait. I jog over to her side quickly. What? Inko, please. She tenses for a moment as my arms wrap around her shoulders from her side. That tension lasts for all of a moment, only as long as the embrace itself. Sorry, just Olivia's sigh of relief fills me with worry. I'm still new to all this, so her head sways to the side in the negative. Nah, no, Inko. Bye. Right as Olivia reaches her door, Vinny excitedly steps out. Move aside, Olivia. I need to deal with this little shit. Oh, hey, Liv. Welcome back home. What were you doing in my room? Cleaning up. Whatever. Go away. But aren't you feeling any better? I want to know. No, do you want to play a... Well, I hope we're not at a crossroads, lads. Oh, God. Fuck off. Is that Tails gets trolled? I'm not completely certain. Olivia? Vinny only looks to his elder like he could make any sense of what just happened. Damien doesn't have an answer, only the same stare to give in return as consolation. Nobody really knows how to react. Inko? I'm trying. I really am trying. Please just forgive her, please. Just this once. Damien lets out a sigh and gives me a nod in reply. Hey, Vinny, get your jacket. Why don't we take a trip to the gas station, huh? I'll get you a pretzel. The poor kid just nods and follows along. That's probably my cue to leave. I gave Damien a wave and head out the house first, the door clicking behind me. Man, we'll get there. We'll get there. She'll be smiling again in no time.